boy, we have a great adventure for you this time.
It's going to be a wonderful adventure. It'll be adventurelicious.
And what we try to find are things that are unusual and try to figure out an easier way of doing it to make sure you have the best experience. We'll be right back with you. This is a great series we're doing for you.
Absolutely.
So what we've done here is we've booked a cruise that we tried to do a long time ago.
2 years.
But because of COVID, this thing took a while to do.
Oh,
but all the stuff that we put together
is going to make this an adventure that won't be repeated.
So we've done research like this, just crazy on this thing here. And so we hope we come up with a lot of ideas that are going to be able to help you.
Absolutely.
So stay with us on this series here. We'll be right back with you. All right, here we are the next morning here. And remember what we were telling you, we had a lot of things we're doing here. So what we did is, unfortunately, we were flying out of LAX. And we don't know about LAX.
Unfortunately, yeah.
We do not like LAX. It's just what it is. So
too big, too complicated.
Exactly. So we got down here the night before, and one of the things we did, we rented a room here. Now, it's important to be careful if you're thinking about this. Some places let you keep your car there. So we're going to keep our car here at the Hilton Hotel for the whole 10 days.
10 days.
It's included in the price and so forth.
Cheaper than getting a parking spot at a parking garage.
The amount of money we paid for the hotel was the same as we would be paying for our parking spot down here.
Right. And we can get here earlier. We don't have to worry about traffic. Traffic is a big issue for us in California. And having that extra buffer time, really important.
And it's a very nice hotel. The hotel is a beautiful hotel. I think it's been here for quite a while, and it's got its little bit of older stuff to it, but you know, with the marble everywhere.
It has a fancy new elevator that you put in the number of your floor and it goes straight there. It's supposed to be faster.
Just takes you right there. So anyway, today what we're doing is we're flying here. We're flying back down to Orlando. We're flying on American Airlines. We decided to go and get the larger seat so that we have a little bit more leg. I'm a big guy.
He's tall. He's a big guy.
And so we're doing it as a direct flight down there just to make things a little bit simpler.
Yes,
did
direct is better.
We threw a little bit more money at it? Yeah, we did. So one of the things we had a problem here with is the timing on this. This is spring break. We never thought about that. So think about when you are going, saying, all right, who else is going at the same time with you?
Yeah.
And this can be a complicated problem, but today we'll be down at Orlando Airport, and we'll be catching some stuff along the way here. But I just want to give you an idea of what we did and why we did this. It's so much easier just to come down to the airport down here. And
transportation from the hotel to the airport. It's supposed to be a snap. We'll see. We'll let you know.
And I felt that the parking garage was secure.
Oh, yes.
I felt like there's good security here in the parking lot. So that's the other thing to think about too. If you're going to be leaving your car anywhere from, I don't know, 5 days to even 2 weeks.
Yes, you want it to be secure.
Where are you leaving it? So I think that what we did here was, so far we've nailed everything on the money here, and we'll be right with you. Stay with us.
All right, see you. Hello, and here we are at LAX. A few tips for you. We heard through TSA that you can bring ice, they'll have to check it, and also bring water if you have a medical condition, like something that requires that you not be dehydrated. You may bring water through the TSA checkpoint. Another thing, if you have a water bottle that's frozen, you can bring that through too, and that really stops from having to go buy an $18 bottle of water or stand in line to fill your cup. But make sure you bring a cup with you that can be filled.
So the other thing we did, we went ahead and paid extra for the wider seats. That actually upgraded our boarding so that our boarding is a higher level automatically. It costs a little bit more money, but you know, this is a one-way flight.
Two benefits.
So I think it's well worth it for getting this down here. So
we're getting ready to board.
Very, very good. We'll see you soon.
right, travelers, here we are in Orlando. We had a little bit of a delay. There was a lot of delays up there, but you know what? The important thing is that we got here safely, and our luggage got here safely. We had enough to amuse us on the way.
Oh, for sure.
There, and that's the key. Thinking ahead, looking ahead, seeing what your airline has to offer, especially if you have kids. You need to pack and think ahead.
So one of the things that we saw today, and we already knew ahead of time, is there's so many flight cancellations, weather, and all this stuff here. It can really mess things up. Our flight was delayed by about an hour and a half, almost an hour and 45 minutes. And you know, flights get canceled. So if you have a cruise that has to launch on a certain day, this is the main reason that we went ahead and did it on Friday, to make sure that in case something went haywire, that we could take care of it. Now, we're staying here at the Hyatt at the Orlando.
It's in the airport.
In the airport. And this, what it'll do for us tomorrow is that we'll be able to go directly down to the bus, which is just down to the next level, and get a good night's sleep.
The fewer the movements that you have to make and moving from one place to another, the less that can go wrong.
That's for sure. So anyway, we're going to go ahead, and from here we're going to head over to Disney Springs, have a nice dinner, come back, and you know what? And also we're spending an extra day to get acclimated to the time zone change. So wherever you're coming from, if it's on the East Coast, it's not a big deal. But if you have the East Coast going to a boat that is on the West Coast, remember it's a time difference.
Yes, absolutely.
So anyway, we'll catch up with you a little bit here as we enter our next spot.
See you then.
All right, so we got a chance. This is a beautiful hotel.
Gorgeous.
Just a great place. You haven't even been in the lobby yet.
Well, the lobby from the airport into the...
No, you bypassed where the lobby is for the airport because we went by it. So what we did here, because it's so crazy here.
We have a balcony.
We have a balcony go outside. The Hyatt's a great place to be in. If you're going to do something out of Port Canaveral,
Reliable.
this is a great idea because we're going to be able to catch the bus that takes us to Port Canaveral tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And from there, they take care of the luggage. The porters, we definitely recommend.
No muss, no fuss.
Always use the porters. Tip them well. They'll take care of you, and everything will be fine. One of the things that hit us today, and we've had this in the past there, so we replaced 2 of our suitcases.
Yes, we did.
So Rebekah kind of really wanted pink ones.
I did.
And I just went ahead and I says, well, let's just go ahead and get 2 new ones. So we went down to Costco, got two new suitcases. If you're traveling, and this is one of the things that we keep making this mistake over and over again. We have a suitcase that has a goofy wheel on it that kind of collapses. And when you're carrying a lot of weight, remember you're going to be, because you're on a 7-day cruise, that's what we're going to be on. Plus, we're having 3 extra nights that we're on the road. You got to have, we carried 2 big suitcases and 2 carry-ons.
Fancy. We have to have fancy clothes.
So you might want to make sure, because there's so much walking and so much going on, you want to make sure that you are taking care of your suitcases or making sure you get new ones. I tell you what, they're not very expensive. If you got bad wheels, bad things, take care of it now.
Yeah, get rid of it, send it to Goodwill, and bless someone else. Another issue is trying to only pack things that you need for your overnight stay in your carry-on, just in case, because you never know. And that's something that we learned over many years of travel too. Snacks are important, but also, and I didn't hit this at our other hotel room, but I will now, gotta tip the folks that take care of you in these hotels.
Right.
Really gotta do it. It's you gotta honor the labor, and a laborer is worthy of their hire. So don't forget to tip.
So one of the things that you got to be careful, you're carrying 4 suitcases, and all 4 of the suitcases are really maxed out close to 50 pounds. There is a carry-on limit of 30 pounds. So we were actually over that. And fortunately, American Airlines, because they had a full flight, allowed us to check all 4 bags without paying the extra fees. So that was just being at the right place at the right time. You never know when that's going to happen.
Don't depend on that.
That's for sure. So because we're bringing so much camera equipment and so many things that we want to do, and we'll share with you later on some of the little goofy things that we decided to do ahead of time, because these are things that, you think about it, you're spending so much money to go on a cruise. Those few extra things that make it just a little bit more pleasurable, why not go ahead and do it? You're sure you're going to have it in your suitcase, you're going to have to carry it around. That's why coming back to making sure you have good suitcases with good wheels is always very, very important. So to reiterate, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, gonna have dinner over there. It's a little bit of an Uber ride. It'll probably end up costing us probably $20 there and $20 back.
Probably.
But there is not any transportation from the airport to
Disney
Disneyland
Springs or Disneyland, Disney
Right.
World. Sorry, oops.
Oops.
California rookie error. Sorry.
So just kind of keep those kind of things in mind. All these things there's so many ships that go out of, Port Canaveral down here.
All the time.
This is one of the biggest ports. And so everything we're doing on this series here is based on Port Canaveral. If you're going out of Miami, it could be different. If you're going out of Galveston, it could be different. If you're going out of LA or even San Francisco. So this is one of the things we want to show, saying if this is where you're going to, these are some of the things to think about. And we'll go through some of the things we had in our suitcase and why we packed them, for sure.
Absolutely.
So anyway.
And the things we forgot, like I forgot to wear socks.
Oh, you know what? If you're going through and you don't have your pre-check, your pre-TSA.
TSA pre-check? No TSA pre-check.
Right. So some airlines, now I don't know what the rules here or how they work. Sometimes you're able to, your people that are with you in the same ticket can get TSA. She did not this time.
We don't know what the trick is for that. We are going to share it with you if we ever find out.
Or just get your pre-TSA.
Oh yeah, I should get to do that.
A pre-TSA I think is about $85 now. So we're kind of hanging out here by the pool, watching the lightning in the background. It's really something. And Rebekah kind of went back to the room there. We're going to see if we enjoyed the pool a little bit. I might sit and watch, but what a great place to come and just sit down and just enjoy it. It must be maybe 75 degrees out here. What a perfect temperature to be out here. It's just some gorgeous, gorgeous times. All right, it is Saturday morning. This is cruise day.
Yes.
It's getting exciting now.
Yeah.
So we talked about last night about going to Disney Springs.
Yes, we did.
So we go down there. We go down there and we try to get an Uber, which is not a problem getting the Uber. It was probably about 10, 15 minutes for the Uber driver to show up.
Yeah.
But the problem was it was almost $70.
One way.
So one of the things that I planned for us, that actually we planned together
is to not spend $140 on an Uber back and forth. Yeah, that was one of the things we didn't plan.
So we went to McCoy's, which is one of the restaurants here at the Hyatt. Wonderful.
Oh my gosh, the best chicken sandwich I think I've ever tasted. And it was his chicken sandwich, but it was fab.
And the prices weren't through the roof. They were just,
they're normal.
You'd hear the name going,
Hotel
McCoy's.
prices.
Oh my gosh, you were talking about $25, $30 a plate. It was not that at all.
We were thinking it was Leonard McCoy, like from Star Trek, because that tells you a lot about us.
We don't know if it was or wasn't, but anyway. So getting back to this, so we're going to be talking about this later. So when we get off the boat and get the bus right back to, because we're staying here next Saturday
at the same hotel.
Same hotel.
But Disney Springs.
So one of the things that we caught up ahead on is we want to decide to rent a car. So we're actually renting a Tacoma truck.
Just for one day.
Because now I start looking at this, just for the one day,
it was cheaper than an Uber.
Yeah, it was $75 plus the fees and everything was like $100.
But cheaper than the Uber one way.
And then we're in control, and that way we can go to Epcot, which we'll be talking about later. We can go to Disney Springs on the way back, and we can come back to the hotel and then turn back in the car right here at the whole place.
And drop off our luggage.
Yes.
Without having to hump it all over. And this is the other thing. With staying in the hotel, you're also mixing with all of the people who are coming into the airport. So when you're waiting for an Uber, when you're trying to get ground transportation, all of that is within the airport and within this hotel. So some things are convenient, some things not so. It's isolated from a town or a city, but also with being in this airport, it is hugely convenient.
So we found out last night, we're not the only ones that have done it this way. There are other people here at the hotel that are doing the exact same thing we are.
Yeah, I met them at the pool.
So
playing Marco Polo. And having a swim in the pool, let me tell you what the guy did. The man about the place. I came back to the room after my swim.
he had a little movie theater set up out on our balcony, so I could watch the lightning, which is personal favorite, watching a movie. We'll talk about which movie later, and it was just gorgeous.
So these are just some of the...
Thank you for making it special.
Yeah. So these are some of the things that we've gone ahead and taken the time to have these little extras with us if we want to watch something. Instead of watching in the room there, and people say, well, you know what, you should be doing activities on the boat. Sometimes on these cruises,
You gotta have a little downtime.
You want to get away from everybody, just go back to the room, kick back,
Chill.
relax, and watch a movie.
Chill out.
Anyway. Very good. So what we're doing is we're going down to catch the bus and head on over. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're here at the Carnival. This is the embarkation. So some of the things that what we recognized is don't trust that your results are going to come through what you want. I mean, mine were negative, and so are Rebekah's.
Well, we're talking about COVID time, so
Right.
we have to wear masks here, we have to wear masks on the ship
Right.
in certain places, and get your COVID results, take a photograph of them.
Photograph. That's the mistake I made, so I had to be retested here.
Right.
So that took a lot of time. I mean, our
Not
boarding
a
call.
lot. Our boarding
Yeah.
was just called, so.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the room here, and I'll show it to you. We'll get. We're just getting ready to board the ship here, and we'll be excited to show you some more stuff here. All right. All right, so that was our first episode.
Yeah.
We finally got ourselves to Orlando. You can tell it was interesting about the springs. Now, one of the things we did find out, there is a bus that you can take from the airport there, but it's a lot more complicated. It's like $34, I think, one way. So
One
it's
way.
still a lot of money, but it's complicated
Right.
because they said the buses only come at certain times. You miss the bus, you're still taking an Uber back.
Yeah.
And so
It was just too dicey. And you don't want to take a lot of chances when you're away from home unless everything lines up perfectly.
we got to apologize to the audio at the LAX.
Really
There was
noisy.
alarms going off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
does somebody have a key to turn off the alarm? So when we tried to remove the alarm, because it was so annoying off the feed that we
It
lost a
muted
lot
our
of quality.
voices.
So anyway, we got a lot more episodes in front of us here for you.
Oh, yes.
So stay tuned, because in the next episode number 2, we're going to be on the boat.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell.
Please.
So,
Ding dong.
yes, exactly. So anyway, we'll be right back with you in the next episode.
See you soon, travelers.